We're going to use the Your Dream Will Come True tarot card deck. And let's see what's coming on in these energies. Whenever you find this timeless message, it's by divine design. Where it resonates, pick it up and run with it. Where it doesn't, leave it where you found it. Either way, make your choices and decisions responsibly today. And always bring your intuition to the party. Okay. What's the message? I don't even want to do any of the intro stuff. I just want to cut to the message. Let's cut to the chase. What's the situation? What's really going on? Thank you. And we have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Cups. And I'm hearing, I'm sorry, so sorry. I did hear you received a gift, okay? So somebody received a gift. And I feel like, why don't they ever know what they got when they get it? Like, somebody received a gift and now they're extremely apologetic for some reason because they didn't necessarily, I'm hearing, honor the gift. So what happened between this person and this gift, who might also be a person as well? We got water sign energy all up in these two cards. It's so emotional, baby. Yes, I get so emotional, baby, every time I think of you. So what happened that there's an apology? Why is there an apology? I don't, like, what's the big deal? Why is there an apology? Because the truth. They're apologizing for the truth is, yes, I do love you. Somebody here is apologizing because they're like, dang, I love them. What was I thinking? Oh, take me back is the vibes I'm getting. I love you. Okay. All right. So somebody did not want to admit the truth that they were in love. Let me see. And then they walked away. Yeah, in this experience, somebody here wants to apologize because they had their dream come true. They had their wish fulfillment. They had received their gift, and then they walked away. Let's see what else we have. Three of Pentacles. They were going to, like, they were like, oh, it's because I have a lot of studying to do. It's because I'm in a training process right now. It's because I'm developing myself. Can we just be friends? You know, we're co-workers. We can't cross the lines because there's something along those lines. It's different for all of you. If it don't resonate, let that shit fly. Okay, yeah. And it's like what I'm getting is this person proceeded then to ignore you and pretty much act like you were not even there is what I'm getting. Well, what this person didn't see coming was that, you know, those feelings were not going to just go away because they were trying to deny them. Yeah, this person was really like, they were trying to distract themselves with anything and everything else, trying to fight the way they truly felt. The feelings were a lot for somebody to accept, and it's easier for them, I hear, to just dismiss them away as though they are nothing, as though it was nothing. It was no big deal. It's no big deal. Somebody's trying to convince themselves that it was no big deal. Okay, they were, until they stopped, because once you were away, they were like, damn, what did I just do? Like, they started to take stock and look at the different ones around that was around them, and they're like, what did I just do, right? Like, how did I let the big whale go? How did I let the great catch slip me by? Why did I throw it back to the waters? Like, so they're totally like, didn't give you a chance, wouldn't even give you a glance. I'm hearing, wouldn't give you a chance, didn't even give you a glance. Yeah. And now they're like thinking about it because they walked away, and everything and everyone that's coming in their experience at this point in time is just not, I'm hearing, anywhere near your caliber. There is nothing and no one that's even near your caliber in their environment right now. So I'm hearing the word perturbed. They're a little bit perturbed, which sounds like annoying. It sounds like bothered. Let me just, they want me to dig down that rabbit hole of, as they expand our vocabulary, perturbed, meaning feeling anxiety or concern, unsettled. So they are perturbed, they're unsettled. This is bothersome to them. What's up, Jacqueline? I see you. All right. So let's see what else Spirit will reveal to us about the situation. Okay, what else can you show me? Well, like literally, somebody in this experience was afraid of what they materialized. Like, yeah, this is giving Spider-Man syndrome. Like, you can find them up there in the corner like this. Ah, no! You know, because they're afraid. Because exactly what they want is what they got. But then they start questioning their worthiness, their deservability, their readiness. They start questioning every dang thing, right? They start questioning everything because like getting what they asked for is triggering them. I'm hearing they're not too used to getting what they asked for, so it triggers them. And then it makes them start thinking about loss and all that they've lost before and all their regrets. And so then they come up with an excuse to sneak away. And that's why they want to apologize, because they came up with an excuse to sneak away because they were stuck in the mindset of loss, because they were triggered by getting what they actually wanted. Well, dang, this is why they said stop and talk. This is why if your comfort zone is as toxic or anywhere near as toxic as what my upbringing was, right? If your upbringing, if your foundational, your core beliefs were built in an unhealthy environment, doing what feels natural to you could be the most messed up decision you can make, because your natural picker is tuned to whatever chaos you came up with. Now, if you came up with a nice, a nice, grounded, kind, familial environment, home life, etc., well, maybe your picker's not screwed up. But this isn't your reading. You can sit back and enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? But this is a reading about somebody who's coming from a messed up experience, right? So messed up. And maybe you're the one on the other side of the table, but their homegrown experience was so messed up that it like mess with their core values, their core memories. And so now they have something that's actually beautiful being presented to them, which is everything they always wanted. And what do? Instead of take it and appreciate it and run with it and, go the extra mile, like do everything that they always thought they would do if they had everything that they always had wanted. When everything that they wanted shows up, they do everything the opposite of what, because they're following their comfort zone. And so then they want to come back and apologize because they see that your wish fulfillment. Yeah. And it's like the light, like your truth stands tall. I heard even your response to their running away, it showed something. You revealed something to them. And, it's like the way you handled yourself really makes them want to come back, and they really want to apologize because they didn't handle themselves in a way that they're proud of. Yeah, they're quite disgusted with their presentation. They're quite disgusted with the way they showed up. They've disappointed themselves, right? They've disappointed themselves with the choice that they made, because they chose to go a specific direction, which was not in harmony with what their heart knew, with what their intuition even was guiding them to. They knew that you were everything they ever wanted, right? They knew that the opportunity or this experience had everything they ever wanted in it. But rather than step up to the challenge, like, I got this, they cowered and they ran. They're like, mommy, listen, somebody just still ain't over their mommy issues. Listen, they got to figure this out. Because the truth of the matter is, like, this person, whatever you presented to them, like, it caused them to go into a self-development phase. Yeah, because the truth was revealed. And as soon as the truth was made known, they ran away. They took tail and run when the truth was revealed. Okay, it's like you said something, you seen something, you said it, you spoke on it. Yeah, and what you spoke on was like, you care too much what other people think. You're too worried about your friends. Your friends ain't your real friends. They're only your friends. And I heard fair weather friends. You had told somebody how they keep a bunch of yes people around them, a bunch of fair weather friends, okay? You had told somebody the truth about their siblings, about their family. They didn't like that mess, okay? Yeah, and they didn't want to see the truth. They didn't want to recognize it. But the problem for them, from their experience, is that the seed had already been planted. The seed of the truth is gonna grow, like, factually. Because if you're being used by the universe to present the truth to somebody that they don't want to see, honey, trust and believe, the seed is going to be watered. It's going to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be cultivated. It's going to be grown. And it'll be nourished, even if you're not the one sitting there doing the nourishing. Yeah. Yeah, somebody here, problem was, you know, they were so focused on work or exercise or, you know, keeping their, what is it? Give it to me clear. They're showing me a bird in the beach with its head in the sand. Okay, keeping their head in the sand, like get your head out your, and pay attention to what's going on here. And what they weren't seeing was that they were repeating a cycle every time they had a chance, right, to receive love, give love, be in this love energy, with this experience or with you. Yeah, they had a new opportunity, okay, in this, but they did with, and this is a whole new energy, this is a whole new experience, this is a whole new person, this is a whole new vibe, this is a whole new location, it's a whole new team, it's a whole new job, it's a whole new project. It's new, but it involves taste, touch, feel qualities, right? So it was new. They had a new opportunity. Most of you are gonna vibe as a romantic relationship where somebody had an opportunity with you. It's your first time go around. You're different than every story they ever told you or everything that they never told you about everyone they ever dated before. You present differently. You don't bring the same drama, the same head games, the same illusions. You bring so much more truth than they're used to. And that truth that you bring, I heard that's your safeguard. That is your safeguard. That's your safeguard, and that's what keeps you, I heard calm and clear in this. Yeah. In this situation, like you saw that this person wasn't necessarily where you were at as far as self-growth and evolution and self-awareness, but you realize like there's a purpose and a reason for everything. So you applied yourself and you showed up, like you truly showed up. And you were like, okay, whatever, come what may, like I'm here for it. Because you could see purpose in the connection. You could see reasons. You could see spiritual guidance in this. You could see that it was bigger than just, you know, you and this person. Although it was all about you and this person, it's still, you could see that there were larger themes at play. Because the same way that this was dealing with somebody's truth that they didn't want to step on your side of the table, I see that it affirmed the new self-awareness. It affirmed the new identity. It affirms the new headspace that you're in this experience. So you stuck it out. You're like, okay, well, what are we here to do? What am I here to accomplish? What's the purpose in this? Okay, what's possible in this for my bliss? And you're just like, okay, this is an opportunity. You know, I see that this person isn't quite where I'm at with this experience, with their self or whatever. But clearly there's a reason that this person has been allowed to get that close to me. And so therefore, I'm going to let it play out. I'm going to let the situation play out, knowing that it's all for the good, right? All good things. It's always about all the good things. And you know that you've done this before. You've had other experiences. When you try to run from it, you still end up with the same lesson somewhere else. So you're like, I'm just going to cut out the chase of running from the lessons and the experience. I'm going to accept this as an opportunity and see what can come of it. Let's see what else we have that we can share with you. Yeah, it's Seven of Pentacles. Well, here's the thing. This person is like, it's like they did everything. This is like somebody who has all these mental issues or emotional issues, deep past traumas. And rather than, what I'm seeing is rather than address those, I hear, because you steered the conversation, you guided the energy just from your presence, just from your new mentality, way of being, which is being solidified in this connection. And the fact of the matter is, this person was busy trying to scrub the fucking baseboards or wash the windows or bleach the cleaning towels, you know, just doing stuff to stay busy, to try to see if you would get tired of waiting for them to pay attention. This like, just, well, hold on, I need to do this. Well, are you ready to talk? No, well, now I got to go scrub the toilets and clean the tub. And you're like, but I have something important I need to talk about. And it's like, no matter which way you turn, like they kept finding something else to do rather than put their attention on the most important thing at hand. It's like, this person, for some of you, you're going to totally see this, where this person, for some, on the more extreme place of trying to ignore their truth, they're extremely OCD, like obsessive compulsive cleaners, you know, to where it's like they spend so many hours cleaning stuff. And the only thing they really ever wanted to clean was their soul. But that's the one thing they won't look at. It's the one thing they won't touch, right? On another extreme, we have somebody in this, they just showed me the flip side of that script, which is also playing out in this. We have somebody who is an obsessive compulsive hoarder. I just saw a hoarder's home. And so they're saying this person, no, they didn't go clean anything, but they did go shopping. And they brought back some more stuff to stack up in that already stacks everywhere house that they have, right? Like wherever they live, I just see stacks on. I'm like, you have. They just said you haven't seen that dining table in years because it's been covered, and it's got stacks on every little. It's like every surface is stacked with stuff. You know why? Because these people. So yeah, they don't want to see what's really there. So there's this trait. I can't tell you what thought it comes from, other than I know Spirit showed it to me. So there's got to be somebody else that's talking about it this way. I'm sure I'm not the only one. But if your physical home or your car is likened to a symbol of your physical body, this is exactly why these people have. I mean, the car just looks like a garbage can with just there ain't no room for somebody to sit back there in the back seat because there's stuff on the seat. The floor is stacked up to the seat. It's like just garbage. And I see plastic cups and paper bags, and I see newspapers. Who gets newspapers? That's how long they've been sitting there, since they were getting newspapers. This is absolutely freaking absurd. So they do this because it's a compulsive habit, that if they can hide all the physical stuff and cover it up, they don't understand that that has to do with their mind. They're trying to cover up and hide what's going on in their soul because they don't want to see it. And I'm just looking in the comments. What up, Ricky? Talking about it's been a long time since the paper companies are closed down. Listen, that's how long this person's been leaving them sit in the car. That's absurd. We're talking at least a decade or more. That then, if you look at the date, why they just showed me a date of 1984. Somewhere this person has stacked on a pile. They've been in the same house. Clearly, they must own their house, or they'd have been evicted by now, I feel like. But they... they literally showed me the year 1984. So whether that is something that you saw or somebody's birth year or another, there's a reason why that year, they just showed me the year nice and clear, 1984. Hold on, what was that book? George Orwell's what was that George Orwell book? Hold on, let me see. I need to know what year that is, and I don't know if y'all are going to be fast enough on the comments. Somebody knows exactly what book I'm talking about. George Orwell. It's 1984. OMG. It is. They were right. They were right. It is 1984. George Orwell wrote a book, 1984. If I'm correct, you can still find that movie on YouTube for free. Oh my God. There's so much. This message is so much deeper than what I thought we were talking about, just because they mentioned that book. And so this person, for some of you, there's a person in this experience where part of what they're dealing with is that they have an imbalanced mental state, but they're psychic and intuitive enough to see things. But the problem is they haven't done the emotional balancing and the mental balancing. So therefore, the way they receive their visions is always skewed by this taint of mental health issues and emotional imbalance that gives them no fucking credibility. Yeah. George Orwell's 1984 was a movie about, that's fucking crazy. They were like, the society was not free. Society was not free. Within their homes, as they came and left their homes, like they were observed in their private spaces, in the public spaces. I don't even know what to call that kind of society, but it definitely wasn't free. They couldn't do the things that they wanted to do. They had to dress a certain way. They couldn't intermingle the way that they wanted to. Like me and you in our free world, you know, if we see somebody, hey, can we talk for a minute? Well, I do remember from when I watched that years ago that there was a part where like the boy and the girl, they couldn't even get together. They couldn't even flirt. They couldn't even talk in front of nobody. Everything in this society was being watched and observed. So there's a big message in that, because they clearly showed me 1984. Yeah, it's like oppressive to the people, where there's no freedom, right? No freedom to choose, no freedom to be, no freedom to exist. Yes, a dystopian society. And you know, we've come and gone from 1984, like we passed that year, and they're wanting me to look up what year was it written. Hold on a second, let me see. 1984. One moment. Published. Oh, look, why are you missing a letter? You know the folks is paying attention. Published 1949. It was published in 1949. Okay, so that's 35 years difference. There's something about 35. 3 is the Empress, 5 is the Hierophant, 3 plus 5 equals the Strength card. Okay, so honoring your value and your worth, working in harmony with universal laws and spiritual authority, respecting spirit in all things is going to give the person back the control. Okay, so somebody here, they just tried to keep themselves busy, buried under a whole bunch of stuff until, like, hopefully you get tired of paying attention. Oh, is that one of the things that's going on? I'm hearing, wow, it just got real macro. It just got real macro messages for those of you who, yeah. So what I just saw was there's so many distractions, so many, look over here, look over there. Just don't look right there. Whatever you do, don't look right here. I'm going to give you this to look at. I'm going to give you that to look at. There's some stuff going on up here. There's some other stuff going on over here. Look to your right, look to your left, look anywhere except for where we're headed. And now they're taking me back to the reading that we did not too long ago with some about driving. Like, you need to drive. Stare ahead while you drive. They were like, yeah, the rear view mirror is real small and it's off to the side because you just glimpse at it and you keep paying attention in front. The side windows, if you're busy driving, staring out the side windows, I have seen plenty, especially when I was all up in that lowrider scene, plenty of people to crash their car because they were busy not looking at where they were driving. And so all these distractions going on out there is about, look over here, look over there. Just don't look at where we're headed. You know, and they trying to distract people. Somebody here in this personal experience, back to the micro, somebody's personal experience, like they were just hoping that they would wear you out from trying to find out the truth, but you already knew the truth. They didn't want you to see the truth. One of the things that was true that you found about them was that they had a lot more interests that were not aligned with you, okay? Was that they were more to be a friend than a lover. Was like they loved to cheat. They loved to have multiple partners. What was like they try to tell all their friends, oh, you're my best friend. Well, you know that one over there. Psst, 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 psst. You know what I'm saying? They try to cause division, but with everybody the same type of ways. Like, you can see somebody's common thread and you call them on it and they don't fucking like that shit, okay? So all that's going on. Yeah, and yeah. Okay, let me see what else you're going to show me. And the Chariot. You know, and it's like as soon as they knew that there was no getting out of dealing with you and the facts, they tuck tail and they run. They tuck tail, they run. They decide, well, fuck this. I'm going to cut my losses because I see this tribe one right here is just not going to let this go. They're going to stick to the truth, and I can't gaslight them. I can't tell them that that's not what I did. I can't try to convince them that it's not this. I can't. It's like I lose. They realized that it was a losing battle that they were trying to fight. And so they were like, fuck it, I'm out of here. They had to surrender. I heard, and they're not used to that. They're not used to coming up, I heard, against a formidable opponent. In other words, they're used to kicking, what is it? Kicking ass and taking names, something like that. But you know what I'm saying? They're used to coming in, getting through it, and then they're going back to the macro now. They're saying, yeah, back in the day when they started all this propaganda so heavy, like they were used to just sneak it in. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. They're not going to know. They're going to know. No, they're not going to know. They're going to know. They know. Now they all fucking know. Now everybody knows. You could go to the grocery store or go to Wally World and stand in line and you go hear somebody talking about how they know. Everybody knows. They did not plan on that. They did not plan on y'all to communicate with one another, to find out what's really going on out there, to spread wisdom, to spread experience, to spread these channel messages. They didn't expect any of you to spread awareness, but they can't stop the awareness that has spread. Yeah, I heard George Orwell's 1984 world will never become a reality in our society because too many of us know too fucking much. Now they're pointing me to another video, a movie that I had seen. Let me see. A university. Hold on a second. Hold on. Can you clear this out of there, please? Okay. Movie about a university where they did a social study experiment, making people push a button with people in another room that would give them an electric shock. What was that movie called? Go. Why didn't you do the go thing? What was the point? Give me the go. Thank you. Experimenter? Like the movie is likely Experimenter 2015. Psychologist Stanley Milgram conducted a series of radical behavior experiments. Yes, it was a test of humans' willingness to obey. It was a study of obedience, okay? Yeah, some of you might want to go find this movie, The Experimenter. It was wild, though. I don't want to tell you everything that happened, but basically the point of it was these people followed the orders because they were told to do something. I would like to believe that in our macro society at this point in time, there's enough awareness that if they tell you to go and torture your neighbor or a stranger that you don't even know, but just because they said so, that all of you and all of me will be like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Okay. On a personal level, somebody here, there's like, forget it. I'm not going to try you no more. I can't win with you. You always see what I'm throwing your way. And on the macro level as well, they're saying it on the macro level as well. That's what's going on. They don't look like it right now. I know that some of y'all going to want to argue with me on this. But even on a macro level, what they're figuring out is all their bullshit propaganda ain't working. Fucking false flags ain't working no more. They doing all this holographic projections trying to scare people about shit going on in the skies and in the seas and on the land and all types of places. Listen, Coachella was just an experiment. You remember when they did that first holographic concert at Coachella in California? And people were spending hundreds of dollars to go see a holographic image of Tupac and Biggie. And then fast forward to, was it a couple years ago, they had that thing at the Bayside Mall on the New Year's Day, and that was an experience. And when I read cards on that back then, they said, what Spirit said to me was, yeah, it was like getting a first row seat to Coachella concert, but they didn't know they were going to the concert. They didn't know they had tickets to a show. It was a social experiment to see if the blue beam thing, to see if that would work, if they could dupe society. And they've told me this before recently, and you know what, even though they mentioned it, for whatever reason it was saved to come out on the channel tonight, because I don't remember talking about this before. What was that old movie? Okay, so before movies were a thing, when the American homes did not have televisions in them, but everybody had a radio. and they had a play that they did on the radio, and it was like Invaders from Outer Space or something like that. But it was I can't remember what was the name of it. If you remember the name of it, please put it in the comment, because they were talking about how, yeah, back then I remember learning about this in school, that there was actually a lot of Americans that didn't realize that they were listening to a scripted play because it was on the radio. It's not like they're every few seconds were saying, this is not real, this is just a fiction story. So you got Americans coming home, turning on their radio, because this is just what they did. This was their form of entertainment back then, right? And what do they hear? Yeah, aliens are attacking over here, and they're doing this, and they're doing that. And, you know, people really freaked out. Let me see. Radio broadcast causes mass panic in the United States because people think we were being attacked by aliens. Go. The War of the Worlds, 1938 radio drama. It caused a panic because it was presented as a real news report about an alien invasion. Yeah. Now there's, well, AI. This is the AI overview, mind you. This is the AI overview. But it's the same type of thing. So be aware. Be very aware. Like, there could totally be some intelligent flying thing in our sky, but honestly, my soul said, don't worry about it. It ain't nothing to be scared of. If it was something that I needed to go hoard canned food and bottles of water, you know, and candles and shit like that, my soul would have let me know. My soul said, don't worry about it. So, you know, and then we know about the false flag operations and all that junk, you know what I'm saying? False flag operations, they over there tearing buildings down with, you know, targeted demolition style. Looks just like the casinos coming down. You trying to tell me that something hit it from the side? Well, if it was a side impact, shouldn't it knock it to the side? I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm not a construction engineer. But, you know, and then they had the thing with all the people running, and then later on it was discovered that, they were just paid actors. All those people were paid actors. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a whole thing where the dude who produced the moon landings was like, yeah, that was done at Universal Studios. And he said that on camera, like he interviewed. He was like, oh, yeah, no, that was a movie. We made y'all a movie. You know, so it wouldn't be the first time, okay? It would not be the first time. Now, the other thing I would say is, don't be afraid. Like, literally, you know, if you are in alignment with what is love, with what is goodness, with what is kindness, if you call it God, universe, source, the highest self, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know, but the only place where you are in any danger is if you start thinking that you're in danger. Watch out for victim mode coming up and slapping you in upside your forehead. You know what I'm saying? And when it do try to come and do that, you catch that hand in the air and say, go sit your ass in the corner. I am empowered. I am not a victim. I will not be your victim to your fear propaganda and warmongering tactics, okay? That's the thing right there. So let me see what... Y'all got me going back and forth from a personal romance into this large worldwide thing. What you talking about? The Queen of Wands. They talking about, listen, people are going to try to pull all kinds of wool over your eyes. I hear people are going to try to put all kinds of wool over your eyes. I heard all colors of all colors of wool over your eyes. You don't need to fall for none of that. The goal is to put you in fear, worry, and anxiety. Somebody, going back to the micro experience, somebody thought that when they gave up on you and walked away, what they were actually doing was trying to trigger you to chase them. See, because that tactic has always worked for them, because, you know, they were used to normal people. They might have even told you at one point, like, I just want to have a normal conversation with you. And if they did, I hope you told them to go find them a normal bitch to have a normal conversation with, because we're extraordinary over here. Ain't nothing normal. Hello? We're phenomenal over here. We super normal. We're superhuman. We paranormal. We magical, mystical, and all that, baby. Okay, so somebody thought that by leaving you, they were gonna trigger your abandonment issues, your codependency issues. They really literally thought in their head that you were gonna chase that ass. And what you did, you sat your butt down. You were like, oh, phew, I can breathe. I feel free. You're like, yes, now it's finally out of my energy. You did exactly the opposite of what they have known every other person to do. Because every other attempt to do this, it worked. It worked. With you, it didn't make you budge. You didn't call their phone, blow up their text messages. You didn't give them no drunk calls at 3 o'clock in the morning. You didn't beg them back. There was no, baby, 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 please, baby, 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 come back. None of that shit. You were like, don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you. Okay, hold on. Let me lock this motherfucking door. Now they gone home. You said, let me change the locks while this happened too. So that's the other thing. When I just said change the locks, they show me it's like you adjusted your formula, whether it was a recruiting process or, you know, a dating process or a family process or a friend process. It's like you've now decided you're going to do a little bit more due diligence at vetting these people before you let them get the keys to the kingdom. I heard before you let them get the keys to the kingdom. Well, so whatever that represents, like you gave them access to what you had built in some sort of way. Absolutely. So let me see some more. What else can you show us, please? King of Wands. Listen, you paid the cost to be the boss. Hello? So you took action. Take action. If you haven't done this already, baby, what are you waiting for? What exactly are you waiting for? I heard. And then I just saw, why I just seen it that way. Y'all remember the old Flintstones cartoon? And then whenever, was it the dinosaur? Who was it that ran through the wall and left their shape in the wall behind them? I don't know if it was Fred. I don't know if it was a dinosaur. Somebody ran through the whole wall and left their shape in the door. In the wall. And that's what I just saw. So let me see. Oh, I heard burn rubber. Get up out of there. You know, bust through the wall if you have to. Hello. What's with the wall? The wall is a barrier. The wall is a sealant. The wall is a protector between you and what else is out there in the great big world. What's out there in the great blue yonder, I heard, okay? Yeah, it's your destiny to bust through these walls, bust through these restrictions, bust through these barriers as the star, baby. You the star. You the chosen one. You're the protected one. You're divinely guided, okay? And back to the macro, they said, and in this place where all these people in these positions of the powers that were don't want to evacuate their locations because they don't like the idea that they've been demoted completely. Okay, they've lost all powers. They are no longer in charge. They are the powers that were. You know, y'all, all of you, the whole tribe, and the ones that we don't know yet, the ones that are still finding their way to our channel, right? And the ones that are on other channels that are just as powerful and potent as ours, right? We are the ones to break the fucking matrix, to break the walls. They want to seal us in. Oh no. And why I just heard this. So I don't know how many of you are into flat earth and, you know, the firmament and all of that. But I just saw somebody's finna go beyond that Arctic wall. So that energy, somebody's gonna go beyond the Arctic wall. I heard that is symbolic and literal. I heard you ain't gonna find out about the literal for a while because they gonna try everything they can do to squash the truth. Okay, they don't want you to know. I heard. Okay, stand in your power. You know how you do that? You keep staying authentically you. Don't trust what they tell you. Don't be a fucking fool and go push the button thinking you killing somebody because they say you got to push the button. If they get the answer wrong, push the button. You're going to electrocute them every time you push a button. And every time you push a button, the electric charge gets stronger. Next thing you know, you got somebody in the next room fucking dying because you're pushing a motherfucking button. Why? Because this asshole that ain't even got a gun told you to push the fucking button. Don't just do what the fuck you're told. Honor your facts. Honor your principles. Who the fuck are you? You ain't out here to be just murdering motherfuckers, just mistreating people. You're not out here being inhumane. You're a decent being. You actually know what it's like to have feeling for others. So I don't give a fuck. And you know what? Even if they do put a fucking gun to my head, I'm not finna sit up here and beat on somebody because of the skin of their color, because their gender, because who they fucking, you know what I'm saying? That ain't none of my fucking business, right? Because they got the answer wrong, like in the movie. No. This Ace of Cups right here saying stand true to your principles. They said if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And don't fall for the okie doke, and don't fall for the BS, and don't fall for that program bullshit. Don't fall for the fucking fear mongering and the goddamn propaganda machine and all the bullshit. They try to tell you you can't do shit, you can't be shit, and not you and not them ain't shit. Fuck you and what you're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hello, I know what I am. You think you're going to tell me what I am? You think you're going to tell me what they are? You don't even know what they are. I don't even know what they are, but they know what they are, and they don't need to be treated like this. And who the fuck are you to think you're going to treat us like this? Not going down. We ain't doing that shit around here. We're just not. That's what I see. It says stand in your ground, stand in your principles, stand for something or you'll fall for anything. We ain't no punk ass sissies up in this bitch. There's a whole lot of gangster in this spiritual. Don't get it fucked up and don't get fucked up, or they could fuck around and find out. And this energy is coming through talking about there's a lot more of us out here than you realize. There's a lot more of us out here than you realize, because they try to do things like control the flow of how many people can connect with you. So that way they can't be knowing that they're not alone in this. That's why your YouTube was hitting thousands of views, and all of a sudden, why they trying to restrict my flow? Oh, y'all figured it out, huh? That's funny. You still can't block this. Because, see, that's the thing. This energy that you hold doesn't have to have physical contact. Y'all never even had to have my video in your face to know what the heck is going on and be a part of this. Because this energy transcends space and time. We're working with thoughts and vibration and frequency up in this. And that's what scared the fuck out of them. Because our thoughts, our frequency, and our vibration made them the powers that were. We already did that. And if you know, then you know. And if you don't know, you finna find out. Let me see what else we got. Show them another perspective, baby. They just think that the love and peace and happiness ain't nothing but, sunshine and rainbows. And baby, we all about the sunshine. We all about the flowers. We all about these rainbows. However, like I said, it's a whole lot of gangster in this spiritual to get here. Anybody who's in alignment with this energy, been through the toughest of the darkest of the ugliest tragedies in life. You ain't walked on a fucking field of beds of roses to get here. You've been through hell and back. You done fought demons. Some of y'all stared the devil in his face and said, "Nuh-uh, not today. Go sit your ass down in the corner." Type shit. You see what I'm saying? They finna meet the other side. And it's been coming out in the messages for quite some time. And I'm seeing it not only in the messages, but in interactions with people in my real life, where it's like, it's time for you to, baby, yes, you are a chosen one. Yes, you are an earth angel. Yes, you are God's child, the creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be. However, that does not mean that you turn yourself into the slave to the demon, trying to be a good person in somebody's opinion, trying to be nice. Fuck that be nice shit. If a motherfucker come to you trying to take your life away, you have the right to defend yourself. If it's coming to violate God's number one gift that God gave you, which is your life, your soul, your being, you damn skippy, we gonna protect that shit. Yes, get the fuck out. Like that. It's pretty simple. And most of the times it's even simpler and even more respectful than that. All you got to say is no. And you see how I say silent after that? You see how I say silent after that? Like, you don't have to explain shit. No is a complete sentence. 1, 2 letters, one little tiny word. You ain't got to explain shit. Just say no. And like I said, as soon as they get their ass out the door, lock that motherfucker behind them. Change the lock. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And think about it. I love this. I just, well, lean forward. I saw something come out. I saw Miguel. What up, Grizzly? I see Miguel up here talk about, I'm a big ass warrior angel. You ain't never lied, baby. That's some facts right there. Here's the thing. People think angels is just about delivering blessings and, oh, let's sing like a choir. Nah, baby. Archangel Michael carried a double-edged sword that flaming. It's flaming. The bitch is on fire. Archangel Michael carried a flaming sword that will cut your soul right out your body. You know, the angels are warriors. This is why all of you, I guarantee all of you, has some fucked up story in your past. Yeah, some bullshit that no person should ever have to deal with, watch, go through, live through, whatever. But not only did you live through it, baby. Not only did you live through it, but you got the receipts. You got the receipts, baby, and you got the degrees, you got the certifications. You are 100% official certified. Certified, baby. And listen, you got the literal receipts. Hold on a second. You got the literal receipts. You got them all saved up. Look, I got the receipts. You got the receipts for this shit. What I'm talking to you about. We got the receipts for this shit. Maybe you like this is my little, that's my little thing. You got the literal fucking receipts to prove what you're talking about, to prove who you are. And you ain't got to show them to everybody. That's the first time that since I've had that book, that it's ever been on this channel. In the tiniest bit that it had been. You see what I'm saying? But you got the literal receipts. This is not just some abstract idea. You got the battle wounds, you got the scars, and you got the personal development. You got the power out of that shit. Because it was shit. It was like a shit storm. It was like, damn, was I born in a pile of shit? Right? Because literally, it's like you at some point, there were many times I'm hearing on the journey. There were so many times on the journey that you literally just wanted to throw your hands up and just, I quit. I quit. Forget it. I quit. You know? And then listen, I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with your hoe. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with your hoe. I ain't playing with you. That's the message, okay? I ain't playing with none of these hoes. Don't come on my channel trolling. Don't come in my shop trolling. Don't come in my face trolling, because I'm going to tell you about yourself. And I ain't playing with your hoe. Like, that's it. If that's all that they're about is some fear-mongering propaganda, tear you down. Listen, you don't even know yourself. Listen, let me tell you how much Jesus loved me. Let me tell you how much Jesus loved me. With every curse word that come out of my mouth, with every fucked up foul deed I had ever done, let me tell you how much Jesus loved me. I'm on my way home just last night. And I had to have my friend that just happened to be riding with me. Y'all know I always post license plates, right? And look at what the ride home was 3 minutes. And what the license plate, thank you, Jesus. Jesus loves me. Jesus said, thank you, Jesus. That's how it's coming through. Like, Jesus thanked me type vibes. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe in this energy right here. Jesus like, thank you, baby. You saw the bullshit. You didn't let it distract you. You didn't let it change you. You know when to put down the law. You know when to walk away in faith and love and peace and happiness. You knew how to stay in your character and not play with their mess. You're here and your presence is important. Your value is appreciated. You're here to do something, right? And with all this deception and distractions, and don't look over here, you look over this way, look over that way, look over that way, but don't look at where you're going type of vibes, you know what I'm saying? You're holding it down. You're the anchors of this higher vibrational, more expansive world. Higher vibrational, by the way, does not always mean happy. It doesn't mean you're not angry. It doesn't mean you don't get pissed off. It means the way you address issues is always conducive to solutions, not stirring up more shit. So if you're having a fucked up emotional day and you decide to, what is it? I'm hearing this song from Pink. don't know where's my husband. I don't know where he went. Okay, I'm gonna cause a problem. I don't know. She's like, so what? I'm still a rock star. She talked about I'm gonna, she basically said she gonna make some calls. I can't get the words right. The fucking song is in there, but the DJ won't bring it back because he's like, that's exactly where we don't want the tribe to go. Instead, you might be having some fucked up emotions, and so you look at it, you do that self-evaluation work. You're like, God, what are you trying to tell me with these folks? You crying, snot coming out your nose and shit, or you angry, you like shaking your body. Maybe you like me. If I get too angry, my whole fucking body be shaking with adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. But instead of hopping off and feeling froggy and jumping like a frog right into the boiling pot, you say, hold on a second. Just like we said the other day, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna breathe. I'm going to breathe for me. Hold on, let me breathe. Let me go pray for me. I need to go pray before I say a motherfucking word to this asshole in my face type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you pause because you realize, like, you're not just here for you. What you do affects the larger collective too, affects the larger energy, and you're a testimony. Whose testimony are you, though? Are you God's testimony? Are you the universe testimony? Are you the testimony of the higher self? Are you the devil's testimony? The testimony of the lower vibrational entities. What are you a testimony to? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll tell you what we are a testimony to. Love and peace and happiness. We solution oriented all up in this, right? We solution oriented all up in this. Like, we are people who have done heavy self-development work. That's why we're everyone's freaking wish fulfillment. We are the wish fulfillment. Yes, they fucking love you. Yes, they really want to be with you. Yes, they want you to choose them. Yes, they want to marry you. Yes, they want to be with you forever. Because they ain't never met nobody like you. You coming through all balanced and aligned and shit. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that. They've never come into contact with another being so balanced and aligned with themselves, with the divine, with this whole planet and this whole existence as we be. So, of course, they want to stay with us. This is why it's important for you to be picky and choosy. They all gonna want you, baby, but it's not about, I'm saying it's more you, less them. It's not about what they want. What do you want? Is this in alignment with your purpose? Is this in alignment with your soul growth and evolution? Is this in alignment with your faith, your spirituality, with your truth, your authenticity? Does this honor your value and worth? Does it respect you? Or is it going to try to block you from your passion project, from the calling on your soul that only the divine could plant there? Right? What's the, that's it. What do you choose, baby? Remember, one of the biggest lies they ever told us, well, the universe don't revolve around you. Yes, the fuck it does. Literally, the universe revolves around you. Even in the Bible, it said God makes all things for you and through you, to you and through you. It's literally all revolves around you. And what we said earlier, you are the first gift you ever got from God. You are your first gift you've ever received in this life. You must honor that, value that, treat it with respect. Don't betray yourself in order to be loyal to somebody that ain't bringing you nothing but fucking poison, trying to feed it to you on a fake ass plastic plate. I'm just saying, let me see what else you want to say. Look, they got me feeling extra hood right now. Like, they took me straight back to Glowville and, like, yeah, 5 of Wands, fight it out, baby. You're going to have to fight this one out. You are going to have to fight it out. You know why? Because they try to compete with you. And most of you are going to not, this is not about physical throwing blows. You're not going to go in there like Popeye, eat your spinach and start knocking fools out left and right in most cases. It's a very small percentage of you, single-digit percentage of you might actually have to knock a bitch back. But most of you going to do this on the soul level. You're going to pray over the situation. You're going to use your affirmation. You're going to speak to somebody's spirit and put them right in their fucking place. And if you would all practice working from the spirit more, you'd have a lot less to do physically. Bring the money spiritually, remove the haters and the violators spiritually, and just let it unfold and just be along for the ride. Because like I said, in some of these situations, you knew this shit wasn't where it was at. But you said, okay, God, you brought this experience to me for a reason. Fine, I'm not going to run from whatever you got for me here, but can we just get through the shit? Can we just wrap this up? Like, how's this going to get wrapped up? And how quickly and easily can that happen type of thing? Let me see what else we got. Yeah, folks out here just fighting. They're going to be, watch out. This is going back macro again. There's going to be a lot of people all around the world that is pissed off about a lot of different things. Why? Because the truth is being revealed to them about who they are, what their energy really looks like, and why their life is fucked up. And it all goes back to number one. Like, the shit lands back in their own doorstep type of vibes, right? So when you see these people angry, you know, if you got to protect yourself, handle that. If it ain't none of your business, mind your business and you'll have more business to mind. They said, yeah, mind your business and you'll have more business to mind. Let me see what else. The Four of Cups, yeah. And you don't have to make nobody's business your business. You sitting in happiness, you meditating under the tree, somebody try to come and bring you their emotional problem, and I feel like it's on your phone. Oh, yeah, I'm not replying to that. I'm not even opening that message. As soon as you see the name, you know better than to open the message. You know what I'm saying? As soon as they said, don't go opening your door without checking the peephole or the Ring camera or whatever the fuck you got, because I know you got something. They said, nobody comes just knocking at your door anymore. We live in a technology-based communication world. And so, you know, they all text you, girl, I'm coming over. Are you home? Can I come over? If they didn't text you, I'm not coming over. Be very leery about why they showing up at your door. Just saying. I mean, unless you run a 7-Eleven, you a convenience store, everybody just come in and out as they want, because somebody got that problem and they need to shut it down like do or die. They need to shut it down, and that's why they got them problems. You know what I'm saying? And you got problems. I heard I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Ain't got none of those problems. You know why? Because we're not holding on to those vibes, okay? We're not holding on to the situation. Oh, you're here for a reason? Okay, let's see what this is and shorten this season, okay? Yeah, High Priestess. You're going to end up going ghost on any of these vibes. Any of these people, the hoe don't know. She finna find out when she come around your way. I'm just saying. Like, we don't play this game. We know the truth. We see the truth. You're not going to fucking gaslight us. Your manipulations don't work over here. Your fear propaganda fails miserably because you don't use the same tactic too many times. You keep using the same actors and all the stuff you keep putting on mainstream media, and now we recognize their faces. Like, that stuff got revealed real heavy with that whole running thing over in the baked bean town, and then also, you know, the people that came across the border in the bus, yeah, and paid actors. Why the same one in this scene and that scene, and then they traced them back to the tower falling down too. I was like, wow. You know too damn much. And just like you can know too damn much on the micro about what's been going on, and they think that nobody knows. They're not going to know. They're going to know. They're not going to know. They fucking know. We all know. We all know now. You can't hide it. Way back then when it happened, it was very few. It was like something just don't add up here. The math is not mathing. Now we done gone so far down the rabbit hole. We got so much access to so much technology. Everybody knows. And if they don't believe it, the seed has been planted. It doesn't freaking matter because, you know, there's enough of us that know. So all of us take all that knowing that we have received and act accordingly. Remember to be humane with humans. Like, that's a whole part. Remember to bring your humanity to every situation. Remember where compassion and kindness is actually really fucking appropriate. And then remember where compassion and kindness is actually fucking absurd. Like getting up on my YouTube channel and telling me what I need to do. Who the fuck are you? Why should I do what you tell me to do? Give me a reason. Put it in my bank account. Now I'll believe you. Because if it ain't worth your time and your money, why should it be worth my time and my money when I'm already here doing what I'm doing? Sit down, be quiet, pay attention. If you got something to say, make it part of the conversation that's going on, not on your own personal agendas. Because I will mute you forever. I don't care, like it or not. And this is the way we got to come through with firm boundaries. with a firm knowing of who we and what we are. Baby, you got to know you the treasure. Hello, you got to know you're the treasure. Of course they want you. And you just lucky you ain't do that in person, because I have literally told the same stuff to the same people, different people in person. I have said this. I've had people walk up to me, hey, will you, I heard you do this. Can you do it for me? What the fuck? Do I look like a party clown up in this bitch? No. I'm here doing what I was guided to do, not what some person tried to tell me to do. I'm so glad that we had that person come in here saying that. I am so glad that that person come in here saying that shit all my life. And let me tell you why. Because sometimes that's exactly what you need to do. Because the old mentality of, you know, earth angels and chosen ones and, you know, good people is, oh, you need me to do something for you. Yes, let me just follow orders. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, sir. Anything else, master? Yeah, acting like a whole slave up in this shit. That is not. Even if you look at Bible references, which I'm not preaching nobody's religion up in here. But yeah, divine ones do not take orders from just anyone. Baby, you got to come with more authority than that. These are the facts. You want me to put my time and energy on it? Where's your reciprocation? Because I'm already doing what was my divine vocation. That's why we here. Facts, right? That's what it is. And the more you stand in your position, they're like, wow, look at how shiny. Wow, there's so much there. Wow. Like you're the treasure they ain't seen before. They ain't seen nothing like this before. And so that's why they want to fight how much they love you. You know what I'm saying? They want to fight the fact that you're exactly what they wanted. That you already got the damn message that you needed to hear type thing. I'm going to fight it. I don't like what you said. And you know what? When I do people's personal reading, or even talking to people just in my normal everyday waking life that are on in my personal whatever realm of the circle that they're in, I'll tell them half the time, because the same way I am right here on the channel, this is how I am in real life. I know a lot of people, they have their like YouTube and their social media characters that they present as, like they got accents and costumes and all this shit. Baby, I'm me. Makeup, no makeup, girl clothes, boy clothes, it don't fucking matter. The same way you see me right here, this is the same way I'm gonna be at my shop, in the grocery store, at the gas station, at the bar, at the club, at the restaurant, at my friend's house, at my daughter's house, with my grandchildren, everywhere. Oh, yeah, that authenticity part. And that's why they see you and they fucking love you, but they can't. Ooh, they just, ooh, it hurts so bad. This is like people that love to tell you, watch out for people who tell you, well, you're not wrong. Oh, that's a revealing statement. When they say you're not wrong, what they really saying is, I refuse to admit that you're right. Yeah, that's a problem. And this is what their problem is. Look at that. Y'all see me, I just took the one card off. The problem they got with you is you're in your Empress vibes. You know who the fuck you are. You know your position. You didn't just, this position was not just handed to you. Like, baby, you earned this. Spirit gave you your title. Like, you earned this position. You are worthy. You are receptive. You receive everything you need in perfect time. I always have everything I need to do all that I wanted. That's your vibe. And you've had a hard life, and guess what? It ain't hard no more. You know why? Because you didn't run from the shit when it came up. You ain't running around having to tell nobody, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. No, when you did some shit, you wasn't 100% in alignment with that shit. It was guided. You got your divine feminine energy active, baby. It's active, absolutely, yeah. Because why? The Queen of Pentacles, stick around here long enough, y'all gonna learn today. Queen of Pentacles is my queen of self-development. She's the one that's like, if I'm going to make my life better, it's up to me. Ain't nobody going to do it for me. I got to do it. Don't matter if you're a female or a male. You're the one that knew you had to step up to get into this Empress energy. Again, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Gender does not matter. This is an energy. You're in receptive mode. You're aligned with your harvest season. It's time for you to reap the rewards of the harvest, baby. You've been working the fields of your life. You're not like the hoarder that just stacks shit on top of shit that they don't even want and they don't even want to touch in your soul. You know, and what does that look like in real life for people who are this symbolic hoarder we were talking about? This is people who run from any fucking relationship to any fucking relationship. As soon as one relationship gets too real, as soon as some person can see who they really fucking are, they go find, you know, 3 other people to try to replace them with. And all they're doing is compounding the trauma. And then adding more entanglements with all these other beings that they keep interacting with, which is the same energy over and over again, intensified and multiplied in hopes from their highest self that they would see the lights in their life. See the truth. You still don't want to see the truth. Oh my God, higher selves, like, these people's higher selves like, fuck, bro, come on. I'm tired of putting you through the bullshit, but fine, let's go back to the spiritual gym and let's see if you can lift the weight this time. Like, what are you doing? Okay? Yeah, they higher self just be pleading with, but you decided that you were going to do whatever it took. You could have been like me. Let me tell you, I'm about 21 years old. Mind you, I'm 47 years young now. Okay? But you could have been somewhere like me where I was 21 years young thinking to myself, you know what? You're right. I am batshit crazy. Like, I really need to do something about my insanity. I'm not right in my mind. And ever since then, I got obsessed with getting my shit together. Well, these people that's coming out in this is not like that. They are not like that at all. It's everybody else's fault. They're really good. Oh, we haven't done this live on YouTube in I don't know when was the last time. There is a lot of people out there that love to do this. It's your fault. It's your fault. You did this to me. They point that finger of blame. And with that one finger of authority, they're giving you power over them. Yet they are the creators of it. 3 creator fingers are pointing back at them. Remember that. Remember that. Okay? And don't be the fool that gives your power away to someone or something else, macro or micro, because these fools don't run this shit. We do. I do. I run this shit. Hello? And with all due respect, like, go sit your ass down, powers that were, because I took my power back from you a long time ago. Ain't no motherfucking Simpsons, ain't no fucking Baba Vanga. Nobody gonna tell me what's gonna be. I decided and declared that we were free in this energy, okay? And whatever the divine mind has to do to let that be our possibility, like our probability and our outcome, is all aligning, okay? It's all aligned, and it was already there. Like, this shit was forewritten and foretold in every sacred manuscript in mankind's history. They called it Nirvana. They call it the Age of Enlightenment. They called it Jesus coming back on a chariot in the clouds, in the heavens. Yeah, well, y'all stop looking so literal and physical at it, because we're in a time where it's all spiritual. It's coming here. And that's why people is finna be pissed off, because Jesus, thank you, Jesus. Jesus said, thank you. You get it. You telling them. Like, I was never going to fly on a chariot in the heaven. Like, they're looking for me to come with a car flying through space like this is some fucking Back to the Future bullshit. Jesus said, no. I'm going to hit each one of their brains. Jesus said, I'm going to hit all their brains with this Christ consciousness, this Christed consciousness, this sacred secretion, the holy chrism. Research that, sacred secretion. I'm just saying. And then they all will know. Then they will all see. They will all have an enlightenment. And some of their silly asses is still going to fight against it. They will draw and quarter themselves. Look that up if you don't know what I'm talking about. They will draw and quarter their physical body right from their soul. And they will cease to exist in your reality anymore. But you receive the divine download. You integrate your shadow. You become balanced in what you are. And you are Christed. You accept all of you. You take your power back. It's no one's fault. You are the divine connection right? You are firmly connected to the divine on all time, space, and dimensions. You don't require an external channel. You don't require somebody to free you from your sin, tell you how to get forgiveness in. You don't need somebody to talk to God on your behalf. You know that you are the beloved child of the creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be, and you could do this, right? There's so many ways to see how connected you are. And because of the power that we generate, this is why they would love to take us off the map, because we are so empowered that we literally have influenced our entire global situation right now. Not to mention in our household situations. You know what I'm saying? That's why this stuff is changing. Folks got to go. We got to increase the peace for our soul. And that's what's happening on the macro at the same time. So don't be surprised if you see some folks a little upset. Don't think that it's anything you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? The best thing to do in these situations is use my favorite magic spell, most powerful magic spell that God ever showed me, which is this. It's so simple. Y'all all gonna remember this one. Y'all, I'm gonna give it to you and you gonna memorize this, and you can use this over anything. It is a releasing spell, so it breaks all bindings, and it's a abundance spell, because it takes all the power out of every situation. When you say thank you, thank you, thank you, I love you, I love you, I love you. That's the most powerful spell I know over any and every situation and circumstance. Even the orange man that think that he gonna do. So I don't even know what he really up to. Like, Spirit's like, try to keep an open mind about that one. Not because of approval, but because I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And the way this situation is set up, God said, they show you how to treat them. So act accordingly. So that means if they've been deceiving me, then it's okay for me to deceive them back? Absolutely. Because we're working with a balanced shadow. You are the yin yang. So there's a light way to use your dark talents too, once you have mastery over your shadow, and it's a tool in your toolbox that you use wisely. He said, you don't put a bandsaw in the hand of a child that don't have no mastery yet. You don't even put in a bandsaw in the hand of an adult that don't have no mastery. We need some education up in here first before you put a bandsaw in somebody's hands, right? It's like that. So they treat you the way that they deserve to be treated. And if you're not in alignment with treating them the way that they treat you, then just don't allow them to treat you and don't treat them no more. You know what I'm saying? That's easy. That's that whole no, gotta go vibes. All right? Wow. We have just talked on and on and on. I'm so thankful and grateful that I am not alone in this, and that I've been holding it down even though I didn't know who you were forever. But now you're here. You're showing up. I'm getting to know you. I'm so thankful and grateful for all of you. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for the growth on our channel. This has always been and will always be our channel. And we'll be back. We always come back. Until next time. 40-40 message. Okay. Sending you so much love and peace and happiness. Kamsahamnida. Gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks. And I'm out.